When I'm running, it allows me time to clear my head. My favorite place to run is the Montour Trail. This was an old railroad trail. There was still a use for it after the railroad industry had left. And that's kind of what I see as myself as a veteran.
It's a perfect day for the road.
I was always interested in the military ever since I was a young child. My grandfather, he was in the Marines. My brother's now a Marine, and all my cousins are Marines.
We'll take it easy.
I left October 15th, 2001 for boot camp.
I'm often reminded of a quote from T.S. Eliot that says, "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." I left Pittsburgh to become a Marine, and with it, a personal exploration in Iraq and Afghanistan.
During my first tour in Iraq, I noticed that I didn't know a lot of the history or the culture or the language, and I wanted to learn how this area had come to this point. As you keep researching, you just find new pockets and new branches of history that all led to the state of the world that you're living in. When I was in, you're kind of huddled together and you're part of this unit, and that unit becomes your identity. And whenever you're out, it becomes something that you're constantly missing.
Upon returning to this city, I began to know it as well as myself for the first time.
Starry eyes and cellophane, she takes her walk, she makes her plans.
I noticed there was a large homeless population in Pittsburgh. A lot of them claimed to be veterans. As I began researching the problem of veterans' homelessness, I was attracted to Veterans Place of Washington Boulevard. We service about 200 homeless veterans a year, and we get them off the street, and we began to figure out, what happened, why are you homeless, and where can we go and use our resources and get you back on your feet. Each unit will house 5 veterans, but each veteran gets their own bedroom and their own bed and all their own amenities.
Maybe I'll write you from the other side.
I started noticing a lot of my friends began to pass away that I served in the Marine Corps with. And I kind of looked and said, is there anything that I can do to change the trajectory here? And so that's where I met General Jones, who had started a camp called Semper Fi Odyssey, where he was bringing up Marines and soldiers and helping them transition back into civilian life. Serving my fellow veterans at Semper Fi Odyssey and Veterans Place began to fill that gap that I knew that I was missing.
To ask the question why we live and then we die, I think I'm fine. Maybe I'll write you from the other side.
I saw a city repurposed from manufacturing to technology. I saw factories transformed into residences, railroads into trails, and basements into boxing gyms. And just as we transform our surroundings, we can also transform ourselves.
I remember really enjoying whenever I was in the Marines was waking up at the same time every day, going out for a run, working out, and coming back, and then starting your day. Once I get back on that regiment, then I can successfully take on the tasks that I need to throughout the day.
As a veteran returning home, you never cease from exploring yourself, your skills, or your talents. You are best fitted to take those aspects that made you a good soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine, and use them to succeed in other occupations. In that way, you can begin to truly know yourself for the first time.
There's a reason that you joined the military, and that was out of a desire to serve, and that desire to serve doesn't end at the end of your enlistment, and that there's still a need for people who want to give back and serve their community.